All right, guys, stay with me. This one's a doozy. In regards to traveling, exercising your protected rights to be secure in your persons with your property, let me describe the nature of the offense committed against us. Agents for the private organization known as the Blue Wall of Silence act in concert to commit sedition and racketeering under color of law, where they arbitrarily deem themselves to have jurisdiction over harmless private activity. They unlawfully apply transportation code to private citizens harmlessly operating their private essential vehicles in a private capacity. They coerce contracts from those private citizens to make appearances in falsely convened courts and for private insurance. They make false representation to prosecutors and court officers that their victims have committed an offense. They unlawfully compel prosecutors to initiate malicious prosecutions against their victims under color of law for the purpose of extortion against those private citizens and their property. They use willful blindness, purposeful avoidance, and failure to perform codified duties as peace officers to shield other agents for the Blue Wall of Silence, the Democratic and Republican parties, the bar associations, from prosecution for the purpose of obstruction of justice for those colorable, subversive activities, and where any victim, witness, or informant of crime makes a report against the offending officers, those criminal agents then attempt retaliation under color of law by attempting to enforce unlawful warrants arising from malicious prosecution related to the colorable racketeering scheme. This scheme could not be carried out if it were not for the Blue Wall agents acting for the Department of Motor Vehicles and Transportation, fraudulently concealing from private citizens that private citizens operating their private vehicles in a private capacity are not subject to transportation codes, specifically the requirement for registration of household goods, a driver's license for private activity, and coerced contracts for insurance, without prior showing by the court that the citizen is subject to the requirement for exigent circumstances such as prior harm or reckless endangerment caused by the citizen. By failing to ask private citizens applying for vehicle registration if citizens need to use the vehicle in a commercial capacity, the agent has committed fraudulent concealment in support of racketeering under color of law, reported herein by fraudulently allowing the private citizen to purchase a commercial tag for their private vehicle, which the private citizen is not liable for, and causing the citizen to enter into an unconscionable contract with the state. Agents for the Blue Wall of Silence then go in disguise on the highways as enforcement officers and unlawfully arrest, intimidate, coerce, and extort harmless private citizens under color of their official right and initiate malicious prosecutions and abuse of processes to commit racketeering under color of law against victims of their colorable scheme. Victims who do not submit to these crimes or who make official criminal complaints against the offending officers are then retaliated against via deprivation of crime victims' rights, false arrest, assault, deprivation of due process, false imprisonment, deprivation of equal protection, and are ignored by officers having a duty to act, agents enforcing unlawfully constructed warrants against the victims, and the fraudulent concealment of criminal information and exculpatory evidence from the courts by prosecutors. Criminal agents for the Blue Wall of Silence will declare that they do not enforce federal statutes and abandon their oaths to uphold the laws of the United States, and will shield the accusers from the prosecution and collude in racketeering under color of law in service to seditious conspiracies. These criminal agents will purposefully avoid notices and criminal information by failure to monitor their government email address and SMS inboxes, and refuse to accept electronic documents as admissible and binding documents despite notice of their validity, and will refuse to communicate with victims, witnesses, and informants once given notice or criminal information against other officials. These agents will rely on common citizens' ignorance of the rules of courts and local rules to attrition cases so as to expire statutes of limitations and deprive crime victims' right to seek enforcement and restitution for colorable crimes. Blue wall agents, who are bar members, who will fail to notify law enforcement and the judiciary that knowledge of felonious and criminal activity was delivered to them by prospective clients. Blue wall agents, who are judges and magistrates, will refuse to enforce the law on fellow agents despite being knowledgeable of official crime. Blue wall agents who are bar members or their agents will obstruct the citizen's right to access courts and make proper criminal reports to the correct authority having jurisdiction, and will often do so under color of official right or law, and will unlawfully make, apply, and practice law so as to shield fellow agents and their private organizations from criminal prosecution. Does any of that sound like stuff that I have reported in a series of videos? Yeah. Do me a favor. If you can wrap your finger around all these big words and you understand what I'm putting down, share this like wildfire so that people across the country become cognizable of the modus operandi that these criminal agents engage into with their criminal patterns of behavior. I am here to teach others. I'm not here to get recognition on TikTok for my videos. I'm not here to be a content creator at your beck and call. What I am here to do is carefully and methodically articulate the criminal activity as it occurs against us as I have recorded it. And what I just spit to you guys is exactly how the criminal activity unfolds. So now that you know what to expect by those parties, you might have a better way of defending yourself as a crime victim, witness, or informant. I wish you all luck, and I hope that you all follow me in the future because I got some more information that's going to be coming out. Like I said, please share this video like wildfire. Much love. One Stop Audit Shop out.